Peace, family. I hope all is well, all is abundant, all is absolutely beautiful. It is Alexis here again. I want us to keep in mind before we dive nose first into this series is that we want to be very gentle with ourselves during this time, emotionally and physically. Reason being, we have fascia. Our fascia is what connects everything within our body, like our muscles and tissues and such. And it is about 20% of our body. However, it's made up about 70 to 75% water, and water holds memory. So the body remembers everything. And our hips, especially, is a very sacred place that holds a lot of stress and a lot of memories in beautiful ways, but also in harsh ways. So we want to be very kind to ourselves during this time. I recommend journaling, opening yourself up, and so on. So we'll start first by taking both of our legs forward. Once we made it there, start to drop our legs to the right. Coming up with an inhale, drop into the left. Inhale up, drop to the right one more time. And drop to the left. Inhale up, drop to the right for the last time. Switching one last time, now going to the left. We'll start to bring our legs into a butterfly. Taking our hands underneath our feet, we can intertwine our fingers here. We'll hold our feet in our palms, holding our chest forward, pushing our knees down on each side. We'll take a big inhale. Exhale, we'll start to bend our elbows forward. And if you find yourself a bit higher, one thing I recommend is to flex your feet a bit more and still try to bring your chest over your hips by bringing your feet closer to your chest. So slowly come up, head to the left. Taking our left foot, we'll face that in front of our right, so that our left foot is right in front of our right foot. We're gonna do the same thing. We'll start to take our hands and walk them forward. Walking our hands back up gently. Returning back to our center. We'll go ahead and switch, taking our left foot in front of our right foot. Now we go through life confidently, y'all. So anytime we fold over, we want to make sure our chest is forward. And our chest is going to meet our foot as we slowly start to crawl down. Coming up gently. Head coming last. We'll take our feet back into our butterfly. This time we'll grab onto our ankles and we'll go up and down. We'll go back into our butterfly. This time we'll grab onto our feet. We're just gonna flap up and down. We'll start to conclude. Taking our hands behind ourselves, we'll start to bring our legs forward. Bring our toes toward our chest. We'll take our hands and start toward our hips, chest first. We'll start to graze the sides of our leg before fully rising up with an inhale. Exhaling, we'll fold over, still flexing our feet. Bring our toes toward us. And if you have trouble grabbing your feet right here, another thing you can do is you can micro bend your knees so that your hands can still go on top of your feet. And as time progresses, once you push a little bit each time, you'll start to be able to straighten your legs. But that's if you're already closer to your feet. If you're a bit farther out, you can take your hands on each side and rest your chest down on your shin. Coming up gently, head can relax. We'll start to connect our feet once again, coming back into our butterfly. Inhaling here, we'll press our feet down into our mat, forcing our knees open on each side, pulling ourselves up. And if you're a bit more advanced, you can come up higher. If we're still a bit early in our journey, you can keep your tailbone on the ground and just pull your knees open instead of pushing up entirely. Slowly we'll close. Bring our feet back in front of us, just slide from left to right once again. Coming back to center, we'll pull our legs out in front of us once again, taking our hands back to our hips as we graze our way down. Reaching first, and then rising. Big inhale here. Exhale, coming down. And again, if you can't grab right here at the moment, you could take your hands to each side of your knee and gently let your chest fall in between your shoulders. Coming up slowly. And relax. We'll start to bend our right knee, allowing our left leg to be open. We'll come into a half We'll start to bend our right leg, allowing it to rest down, having our foot closer to our groin area, allowing our left leg out. We'll bring our toes toward us. Taking our left hand, we'll place that underneath our calf. We want to hold this for a little while once we go down. Taking our right hand closer to where our left is located. We'll inhale, reaching. Exhale, coming over as if you're trying to grab your big toe. And if you can't grab at the moment, no worries. I recommend keeping your posture, keeping your chest open and reaching as much as you can. Big inhale here. For exhale, releasing our hand that's underneath, placing that on the opposite side, turning our torso to face our leg. We'll rest both hands down by our leg and slowly start to bring the top part of our body close to our knee. Slowly rising, pressing into our left hand, we'll bring our right arm up, bring us back to center. We'll go ahead and switch, taking our right leg out, bring our left leg in. And again, we want to bring our heel closer to our groin area, and we also want to flex our right foot so that it straightens our knee. The reason why we flex and point is because if we don't, my leg is dead. So when I bend over, if I'm uncomfortable, it's going to bend up naturally. So if I lock it in by flexing my foot, even when it's strenuous, I can't let go. I have to stomach the process and surrender to what my body wants at the moment, which is just ease, not fighting against anything. We'll now take our right hand underneath our right calf, taking our left hand in front of that one. We'll inhale, making a big circle. Exhale as if we're trying to grab onto our big toe again. Big inhale. We'll exhale, releasing our right hand underneath. Bring our torso toward our knees, taking our hands on each side as we fold over. Slowly, we'll rise, pushing off of our right hand now, coming up and over into another big circle. Back to center. We're gonna ease back into our butterfly. When you're ready, move grab onto your feet and fly away once again. Slowly we'll start to cease. Inhaling, pulling our chest forward. We'll exhale, diving chest first back over to our belly button. Coming back up gently, head can relax. We'll now close our legs, taking our hands to the sides of us, whichever side. You can go to your right or your left. We'll pull ourselves back into a tabletop position where we will prepare for our frog. We'll start our frog by first opening our knees as far as our body will allow them to go at the moment. Taking our hands down into our elbows. In gentle steps one at a time. We'll bring our heels to our bum and then flex our feet, opening about 90 degrees, resting the sides of the balls of our feet. We'll take deep breaths here. If you're playing music, I recommend singing to it at this time. Find yourself sliding, you can meet yourself on the ground if you'd like. You start to bring the top part of your torso down. As we open our hips here, if we're a woman, as we open our hips here, our wombs are touching the earth. We want to manifest and think of everything we'd like to birth from ourselves. Every pregnancy of a thought, idea, reality. As we open our hips, we want to breathe life into that reality. And for men, outside of the womb, we all have a sacral chakra. This is the home place to our creativity. If you have any ideas, thoughts, realities you'd like to produce, you can take this time to breathe life into them. Taking our hands underneath our chest. We'll get ready to pull ourselves out of our frog. We'll be very gentle. We'll take a big inhale as we push up, pulling our knees inward so that they land, and then bringing our feet to each side of us, taking us back to tabletop. While here, we'll do a couple of circles. So we'll place all of our pressure onto our right hand and our right knee. Inhaling, bring our left knee to our chest. We start to open, push back, and then pull forward. We'll do a couple of these at our own pace. Or you can follow me also. We're now going to switch directions, pulling back first. Coming all the way up, we'll bend our leg. This time, coming to the side, and then to our chest. Switching sides. Now we'll go to our right, placing all of our pressure on our left hand and our left knee. Starting first by bringing our right knee to our chest. Exhaling as we open, pushing back before we ease forward again. Switching directions, this time down, easing back, inhaling as we rise, bending, and then opening again to the side, back to our chest. Rest in child pose. Opening our knees and connecting our toes so that they touch. Pulling ourselves deeper between our hips so we can open not only our hips but our spine just a little bit as we lift. Staying low, we start to pull ourselves up, back into our frog. So now our chest is on the ground. We pull up into our elbows. Opening our knees, allowing them to slide, heels by our bum, flexing our feet, opening about 90 degrees before we ease back. hips and our lower spine are very, very good friends. So we're going to assess our lower spine before we close. Instead of pulling them back this time, we'll pull forward, bringing our legs behind ourselves, taking our hands underneath our chin. We'll bend our right knee, or our left knee, sorry. We'll bend our left knee about 90 degrees to the side of this as if we're going to sleep. Taking our right hand underneath our left armpit. We'll inhale, raising our arm. Exhaling, we'll bring our arm behind ourselves. Softly taking our arm down, back underneath where our head is. We'll switch, bring our right arm underneath, bring our left leg back to where we found it. We'll start to bring our right knee up about 90 degrees. Gazing in that direction, we'll now take our left arm underneath our right armpit. Inhaling as we rise, exhaling as we fall. Inhaling up. Exhaling back to our hand underneath where our head is located. We'll start to bring that leg down also. Hands to each side of our chest. We'll inhale as we rise into cobra. If you feel comfortable, you can ease into a yoga forward. Holding back in the child's pose for the last time. Coming back to our table as we close. We'll start to first bring our knees a little bit closer to where our hands are. Crossing our feet behind ourselves. We'll take our hands and start to walk ourselves back into a seated position. Thank you, family, for joining me for day one. A couple things to keep in mind as we continue about our lives is that our hips are our friends. And the more that we talk to our friends, the closer we are to our friends, the more our friends are willing to open up to us and for us. So with that being said, I'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow. It's another day. So grateful, so grateful. We've done it again. Namaste.